I need another cheese.
He's middle management of men, Wesley Fox. A tamer of building codes and fires, Alan Giannis. And he delivers for America, Andrew Murr. Together, they are the Middle Classholes.
Guess who just got back today? About our boy that's been away. Haven't seen much I like to say. Boy, now. Boy, now.
Look at this. I got a €0.5 Spain bracelet that I took back as a keepsake. 2 weeks in España. Let me tell you, don't know any more Spanish. Want to learn some more, but I think I'm good on cured meats for a month, maybe 6 weeks. Maybe 8.
Okay, so I do have that question. I thought Spain would be like a lot of seafood or something. I don't know why.
Well, there's plenty of that. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of that, but man, they do not they get pretty heavy-handed with the sliced meats on a plate with some bread.
Hams.
Yeah.
Lots of hams.
About 6 different ways. It is. Don't listen. The first week I was like a pig in shit, but then it got to a point where I was like, "Oh man, more salami, great." more salami and bread. I can't wait to eat more of that. It just it got overwhelming. You're right. There's a ton of seafood, and we ate a lot of it. We ate a shit ton of it. But whew, boy, they are. I enjoy that. I love that stuff, but I ran on empty. I met my quota.
Alan, have you ever been out of the country?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but not to Spain. Kelly's been to Spain. We're going to England later this year again as well. But no, I've heard Spain is quite the place, but also fucking, yeah. You eat a lot of food in general. I didn't know. I know they were big on like ham. There's like a certain type of ham that they make that over there that's like supposed to be top notch. I mean, I don't know how much more delicious you make fucking roasted pig, but you know, fucking yeah, they say. But yeah, man, that's wild shit. It was a good time.
It was phenomenal. Good food, good wine, good people. I mean, we set foot to get to the beach in Barcelona. The way we took public transit, you got to walk a little bit, but you can drink the entire way down there. And right as soon as you get to the beach, there's a beachside bar selling 32-ounce beers. And I got myself a San Miguel and someone who's, I guess, like a host trying to coerce or advertise people to sit down and have a bite to eat before they went to the beach. Realized I wasn't going to do it. And the first thing out of his mouth is, "You're in Spain now, amigo." I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I am." God damn, just people smoking pot, being people with like a guitar and vocalists on the beach singing, kids playing soccer, topless women. God, it was lovely. You got to take the good with the bad with the topless women, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Well,
but
here's the big question though. Does anything? You've been to several countries. You've been to Amsterdam. You've been to Spain. You've been on you've kind of bounced around the European continent a little bit. Mm-hmm. Does anything compare to America? Is America still it?
I mean, it's this is home, and it will always be home. But I've got the itch to get out. I've got the need, the desire to go out and meet some other people, see some other things, get myself a little bit cultured, hear some different voices and some different takes and opinions and things like that. Is it better? Better is it's tough to see subjective. It's just different, and different's good. I like different. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, all right. Look, you know what I'm getting at here. I'm just saying, like, is there any one thing that you could point to and say they do that better than us?
The work-life balance.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're not a global, all right, that's fair. I mean, if you're not a global superpower, yeah, you can take a power nap at 4:00 to 6:00 and shut your business down for no reason at all, or any reason at all that you choose to.
I think if you're a global superpower, you should also be able to shut your fucking business down for I think we've just gotten fucking told we can't do that when we're the richest country in the world. We should be able to take fucking longer ones than those assholes.
You're actually, you know what? I don't disagree with you at all, really.
Yeah, man.
We need more people. I think that's what we just need more pay. I've always said this. Whenever like overtime's on the table, I'm like, I will pay you not to have overtime. How about that? Because you can't buy me time. Because whatever you're saying, you're compensating me for time, but you're not giving me any time back. You're giving me dollary dues. I don't want dollary dues. I want sittery dues where I do nothings.
Good old sittery dues. That may have been a new word in the Webster's Dictionary.
Those are valuable.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh, no, and again, in 2 weeks, I can't digest or dissect enough of because I'm on vacation, the day-to-days that, I don't know I don't know how trash is or isn't picked up routinely, or how much of an inconvenience it could or couldn't be. I do know that a lot of that stuff's unionized, and they do strike from time to time. But the public transit was great. Again, we were in major cities the entire time, so take that for what it's worth. Most people speak English.
That's almost hands down. Like, I think that's the one thing you could probably point to. No questions asked. Is just public transit in general. Just transportation, I think, is just wiser. It's not built for cars. It's built but it's also smaller and shit like that. Yeah. So you got to take that with it. But like, it is kind of nice. Like, imagine just being like, hey, I'm going to go to fucking Florida on a train, and it's going to be like maybe $100 to $150, depending on what you're looking at. And it's going to take you fucking 3 to 4 hours. And it's it. That's it. Nice. Nope. Here it's going to take you fucking 27 hours, somehow longer than just driving on a car. And fucking, it's going to also cost you like $6,000 for some odd reason. Like, I think that's hands down an easy one. Yeah. Like you can plot it out. That shit is clockwork. You can plan shit out. Like, we're going to England. Like, I'm trying to plan to get a tattoo, and I was like, hey, buddy, I'm landing at like 10. I got a gift from London to Newcastle. I probably won't get there till like 2 p.m. And he was like, oh, that's cool. But like, I'm fairly certain that we can do that. Like, we can lock that in. That's not a question. There's not going to be some cancellation. Like, that part of it is kind of nice.
Well, and you bring that up, and I've always I would go to more Orioles games if the train that already has a track that goes from here to there ran when it was convenient. It's only for work time hours. I can't. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing this for? Yeah. I also look to see like I was thinking about taking like a nice little scenic, like, hey, why don't we just take the train to Florida? We'll do that. And I'm like looking it up. It's more expensive to buy train tickets than it is to buy plane tickets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it takes longer. Like, that's the bigger thing. Look, I don't care. I'll pay. Like, if you were like, hey, man, you'll get to California in a day. And I'd be like, oh, hey, that's fucking cool. That'd be scenic. What's that cost? Okay, that's reasonable. No. They're like, what's California? That's going to take like 6 weeks. You have to get on like 18 different trains at least, and that's gonna be about $20,000, sir. Would you come on down, have a good time with us? And it's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you're not. I think I looked up Baltimore to Boston once, and it was like 16 stops. Train, Amtrak, and it's like, come on.
Look, there are stops like that. London to Newcastle probably has like 8 stops, right? But like, it still only takes, I think, like just under 3 hours, like 2 hours and 45 minutes to go from London to basically Scotland.
Yeah.
And you're good. There's no there's no headache. You buy tickets and your train leaves at fucking 10:32. You get on and they're like, hey, fuckers, we're leaving. Bye. And they fucking go. It's wild. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be very nice.
A couple takeaways, and I'll get a little sentimental. The last time I was in Madrid, my father passed away. And when I found out we were in a market, and I remember my friends just having this phenomenal time, enjoying the tapas, enjoying the beer, and I was trying to put a smile on my face and couldn't do it, and I wanted to go back there. not because I wanted to mend fences or bury a hatchet or have closure in my life, just because it was a badass place. And I too wanted to have fun. And I remember Sarah was like, are you okay? Are you all right? After about the 15th, are you all right? I'm like, yes, I'm fucking fine. Jesus, like, let me enjoy this wine and this goddamn lobster roll. I'm good. I'm happy now. The other one was we struck out on, we did go to a women's soccer game. Barcelona beat the pants off of some fucking, I don't even know who they were playing. But Barcelona got pushed out of their regular stadium because it didn't pass the safety officials check, so they had to play in the 5,000 seat stadium. And basically, they're like, tickets were fucking $2-3 a piece. You're not going to that. Madrid did have a Champions League game because of scamming people for tickets is so prevalent. You have to go through their website, and they wouldn't take American credit cards. All right, it just kept timing out and saying canceled. So we were looking online on Reddit, and it's the world we live in. We weren't the only Americans that were having a problem with this. And someone said, I just used a prepaid debit card. So Sarah said, we can go find one. I was looking around. These tickets combined were going to be, I think, like €280, €280 total. And all we could get was $100 prepaid.
Oh,
max,
God.
$100. And it felt like Meet the Parents. Like, you just buy a bunch of mums. The guy's like, well, you can get 100 euros. And I was like, I can't pay like that. God damn it.
It's just one transaction.
It's single. Yeah. He didn't, his English wasn't good enough to understand that. So I was like, gracias, I'm out of here. And we just went to a pizza joint and got drunk. So
that's wild.
Oh, that sucks. It'd been nice if you could have just been like, I'll tell you what, I'll give you €300 right now. You buy the tickets on your credit card.
I debated that. I fucking debated that. I did. 100% was like, hey, it's senor, let's make a deal. I'll give you some money. I'll give you some money for your troubles. It just, I gotta tell you, I mean, at that point, I think I was just so burnt out. We'd spent probably 4 hours trying to sort this out. And I was like, this is, we're here for 2 weeks. 4 hours is a lot of time. We'll just go to a pizza place and get fucked up. And we did. And we enjoyed ourselves. And we had a good time. So all in all, yeah, phenomenal trip. But Andrew, I heard you had a, not necessarily a trip, but a trippy experience where you had to semi-milk some udders of a,
all right, look. The neighborhood I fear the most when I'm out walking around is a specific neighborhood in Elkton, and usually I'm getting chased down by a pit bull, or I'm dealing with somebody that owns 10 to 15 pit bulls. They don't know that another breed of dog exists, except for one specific house, and I'm walking up, and it's this fat bulldog, and homeboy, Cousin Eddie, sitting on the porch, is like, hey man, she's nice, just come on up. I walk, as soon as I got within 2 steps of this dog, just whoop, flops right over on the back, belly in the air, except it looked like that dog had just given birth in the last month or two, and just fucking like 9 Vienna sausages just floating in the air, and he just goes, gong, give her a rub. Like and I seriously felt like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom reaching into the centipede hole, like, I'm just going back and forth. This like my fingers, like we were holding hands with the dog's gut. It's just sweet dog. No hand sanitizer.
I'm reading Braille. She says she loves me.
That's hilarious. It is kind of gross to me, though. I feel what you're saying. I know it's like it's natural, it's part of nature. Feel bad, but it's fucked up.
Yeah.
What you said you were not necessarily pot committed, but almost committed because of the decency of this human being to allow you to do this, and the dog being ever so cute to roll over. Was there any point that you were just going to do the polite, nah, I'm okay, thank you, I got to go, I'm working?
Okay, using another Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom reference, like when they give him the food at the very beginning, when they end up in the Indian village, like within like the first 25 minutes of the movie, and she doesn't want to eat the food, and he's like, you're embarrassing, you're insulting them, and you're embarrassing me. That was the mindset going through my head. It's like, you have to put this fucking fly paste in your mouth right now, because you're going to insult this man on the porch. And then word's going to get around that the dickhead mailman doesn't like our dog, and then I'm going to get a rock thrown in my head by a small child.
Doesn't like dogs. He's a dog hater. Mailman
Yeah.
Andrews hates dogs.
I was gonna say that's that's how that goes.
Yeah.
And then
Not-
three
not
houses
just
down,
one
be like,
dog.
well, 3 houses down is gonna be a rabid pit bull. And be like, well, see how much you like this dog. And then they're gonna let it loose and fucking throw a steak at my face. So yeah, no, you sometimes you just gotta eat shit. You just gotta eat shit and take what you take what you get, and move on with life. Like I said, it's a sweet dog. It's just I don't think I've ever rubbed a dog with quite such husky nipples.
Yeah. I'm just like it's you're almost committed to do it. The fact that he was a stranger. I'm trying to think about like if this was a good friend of mine, who had a
Like,
who had
fuck
like,
you, dude.
hey, do that. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. on that.
Yeah, I'm not
set.
doing that.
I said, no. Call me. Have me over when she's not milking anymore,
But
not lactating.
I'm using the cousin Eddie reference too because it's like Eddie didn't get how uncomfortable Clark was the whole time, which is what makes it funny. And then
Yeah.
Clark's just gotta go like, yeah, real tomato ketchup, Eddie.
Have you ever seen a set on a dog like that? A different movie, but yeah. Middle Classholes, everyone. Foxman, Alan, and Murr. Listen, stick around. We got a friend or foe renting a scary person. It's that time of year, Halloween, but a little bit of different flavor for you, if you will. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for more smooth, sexy, seductive sounds from the Middle Classholes.
Here we go. Time for friend or foe. Gonna read a news story to you. See if you agree or disagree. Friend or foe. We've all been in kind of sticky situations. Maybe we've been a little uncomfortable. Maybe we've had some anxiety about bringing up something to somebody because they intimidate us. Well, now over in Japan, there's a quirky corner cut to deal with people who you don't want to deal with. It's a rent-a-person industry. It's not prostitution. It's not compensated partnerships for anybody to go out to the bar with. In Japan, there's an agency where you can hire a grandma, a middle-aged man, or a pretend sibling. Sort of like the Ricky Stenicki of Japanese culture. It's called Rental Kawaihoto, a company founded last month on the concept of allowing customers to rent Kawaihoto, or scary people. By scary people, rental Kawaihoto didn't mean zombies or dudes with low-key but unnerving vibes. They say on their website that they specialize in the other side of the paper, that they rent out people with intimidating appearances. Now, again, this intimidating appearance can be all situational depending on what you're doing. The company says that these scary people are available for accompanying customers when unresolving interpersonal disputes, such as dealing with people who bully you in the workplace, neighbors who continue to be noisy no matter how much you tell them to be quiet, and trouble with men or women involved in cheating or extramarital affairs. Several online commenters, however, have expressed that paying someone to create a menacing atmosphere with a vague implication of violence in order to coerce them into doing what you want is much like a gangster or a mobster. So, friend or foe, is this a legitimate business idea? Or foe, no, these are gangsters for hire that you're just taking to a place that you don't want to be for intimidation. So I guess the friend is, sounds legal to me, and I could use it every once in a while. Or foe, no, you're not really getting what you want. You're just kind of intimidating somebody into giving you what they don't want to give you. Alan, we'll start with you.
I'm throwing it. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, a little bit.
I like it. I like that there's a variety. It's not just like bully for hire or muscle for hire. It sounds like dickhead for hire is part of the umbrella. Like, I'd be into that. I'd like if it was a side hustle and you wanted me to torment your downstairs neighbor or something, I would do that shit. Like, that sounds like fun. So I kind of like it, as long as, I guess there could be threats of violence, which is probably bad and almost definitely illegal in some capacity. So, like, that's why I'm throw it, because I like the concept. I think there need to be some guardrails, obviously, for some legality. But yeah, I like it, but I could see how one could get thrown in jail for doing it. if that makes sense.
Yeah, this definitely does seem totes the line of completely unregulated. I mean, who's regulating it, and then what are the parameters in terms of like actual regulation?
Like, is it like New York taxis? Do you get a token? Is that your like license? And then you're like, okay, well now I can beat people. You know what I mean? For hire.
But I also kind of like the idea of, because if I get a friend of mine to do this, let's just say I have a big intimidating friend, which, trying to think about my friend group, I really don't. But let's just say hypothetically I do. If it's not for money, then I owe that friend a favor. I would almost not want to have to bother with a favor. It's almost like prostitution. You know what I mean? Here's the money, sex, get the fuck out of here. Here's the money, be intimidating, now fucking scoot. Now I don't have to, rake your lawn or build or rake leaves with your kids and jump into the pile or anything like that.
Help you move.
Help you move, or some bullshit like that. I'm kind of with Alan on this, on the fro in it, because it's God, the business model's wild. Dude, rent a grandma? I mean, good God, who couldn't use a good sweet grandma for, I don't know, get baking you something?
Okay, well, I agree with, I do agree with both. Yeah, I see, without any parameters on like how the business actually takes place, it is kind of hard to definitively say friend or foe. I would say if you're hiring basically like an actor and they have no speaking role, and they can do nothing physical, they're literally just there. You can't explain who they are. You don't point them out, but they've obviously shown up with you. I think that's the business model that I think is legal and that I would 100% friend. If you're talking about like hiring someone to go and like talk shit or like rattle pipes with a billy club or something, like, okay, now that's gangster mentality. That's a foe. I kind of did this one time, like inadvertently, sort of. At the radio station, all of the registrations and all the company vans had lapsed, and we had no way of renewing the tags on any of them. So we were going to be driving illegally, and we couldn't do that. And so we had our, I went to the guy. I was like, my general manager. I said, listen, can we get Dr. Mott to go with us? Dr. Mott was just a financial guy. He did the books. He ran the taxes, but he was 93 years old and on death's door. Every day you saw him. I said, can I take Dr. Mott with me down to the MVA? And they're like, what's that going to do? I was like, just let me do it. So I went down there. I said, hey, we don't have this, or this, but Dr. Mott is here and his name's registered all the vans. Can we please get him renewed? And they're like, ooh, he needs the paperwork. I was like, listen, the paperwork's in Pennsylvania. And I leaned over the counter. I said, I don't know what you think about Dr. Mott's health, but I don't know if he can make it to Pennsylvania and back. And if he dies, we're done here. And she's like, hold on, let me see what I can do. She went and got a manager. We got all the fucking vans taken care of that day. Okay? So in a situation like that, if I could hire a Dr. Mott to go down to like anywhere and say, this man's going to die and the paperwork is going to be in arrears for years. Can we please do this? Can you do me that solid? I'm friend for something of that along those lines.
Cut some red tape of legislation, some bullshit.
See, and conversely, if the person who worked there like wanted to hire a person to just be a dickhead to people that came in like that and just say nope, and the worse your sob story got, the longer you would wait for that no, I would like to do that. Hire me for that. That's the part I would like. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
both sides of the. That's what I'm saying. The business model's brilliant. We just got to put some guardrails on it.
Actors talking to actors, man. That's wild. We almost pulled something like at the first house we rented in Baltimore. The landlord he would randomly show up on the first of the month, unannounced, would knock on the door and want rent. And we always, after months, we try to say, dude, just tell us, or tell us where you live and we'll mail you the check, or just give us like a, hey, heads up, I'm going to be there at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or something like that. And someone have an envelope, the money. Wouldn't do that. There was a neighbor who was a veterinarian's assistant. I think he was the brother of the veterinarian, but this guy looked like fucking, is it Danny Trejo? Yeah. But the sweetest individual you ever met. He was like, hey guys, hey, how you doing? You like, appreciate blah, 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 blah. And he always had Rottweilers and pit bulls with him. And I said one day, I just want to pay him some money to sit on the couch with a couple dogs when the landlord came over. Like, oh, this is our buddy. He just hangs out here from time to time, just, and say no words. don't do anything. Just look intimidating. He always looked intimidating. His
Sure.
normal face was like, I'm going to fucking rip your throat out and feed it to my dog. And
see,
I thought that would be a good
I
idea.
think that is a hireable. That works as the business model. You got Kane from WWE. Doesn't say a word. You know, you go down to your bookie. Like, listen, I'm a little short. Is that going to be okay? Like, yeah, I think that's fine. Just give me next week. You know, like if that's all you're looking to do, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But again, you get actors. Think about it. Terry Crews from Idiocracy. You go into a nursing home, that's a scary situation. You get Terry Crews from Blended, starring Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, and take them into a daycare. That's a fun time. All the kids get balloon animals, little dance, little song. Everybody's good.
Yeah. These actors get to add this to their resume, their portfolio.
Yes.
I once was a hired clown and a hired bouncer and a hired hitman and a hired lover, fake lover, of course.
Real lover cost extra.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Alan, you hit the nail on the head in terms of regulation. That's where I don't know what is this, the Better Business Bureau?
I don't think they actually regulate anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I think the Better Business Bureau is just like it was like Google reviews before Google existed.
Yeah.
I don't even think the Better Business Bureau actually exists. I think the Better Business Bureau is the government's version of this fucking scam where they just put a building up with letters on it and like, yep, me. And then we just like, I'm going to call it Better Business Bureau. And they're like, okay, hold on. Let me see if I got your paycheck in the back.
I don't, is the Better Business Bureau even a government entity?
I don't know.
I think it's probably like a private.
Who knows?
Yeah, I've only threatened people with calling them. I don't know if they actually exist.
And what I was going to hit on was like in terms of regulation. Let's be honest. This comes out of Japan, where they have monkeys to entertain people at bars, be it musically or clown-esque.
Who knew? Anyway, Better Business Bureau is a 501c3 nonprofit. And it's 113 years old. Who knew?
Look at that.
But yeah,
I've never met anybody that works there.
Like I said, Google reviews before Google reviews. You just call in and be like, hey, Better Business Bureau, Tom's Vacuums is fucking dickheads. And they would be like, all right, we're writing it down. And when people call to check on Tom's Vacuums, we'll let them know. They've got to see. They've got to see.
They really suck.
Yeah. The last comment, last caller said they suck.
Well, I'm going to friend it, which means the friends have it. But there is a plot twist. They randomly shut down about a month ago. So I guess there was some dotted I's that didn't have a lot of ink on them.
It was an actor method acting, really beating someone up, Sean Penn style.
Yeah.
By the way,
again,
go ahead.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I don't think you have to use it for intimidation. Maybe they just like marketed it incorrectly. I go back to that whole Ricky Stenicki movie with John Cena and Zac Efron and the boys. Like, just getting somebody to play a part you need them to play. I think that's a better business model than like you got some chump trying to give you $500 when you ask for $1,000. Get Rico, $30 an hour. Like, no, I'll do that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like situations in my life where one of those would have been goddamn solid. Well, I guess my old landlord would have helped. Well, yeah. Hindsight's 20/30.
Honestly, you guys could be like pimps in a way. Go to your alma mater and just rent out like the fraternity boys to like just go, like threaten for them to go into like antique shops, like get a good deal on an old lamp. Like, I'm going to give you $30 for this. Like, no, you're not. It's $75. Like, hey, guys, you come on in. And just a bunch of rowdy dudes fucking, like, playing catch with an antique vase.
That would be great, actually.
I'd like to think some of my
shot up there.
Yeah, as I like to think some of my old fraternity brothers are that good of actors. They wouldn't even get there on time.
They wouldn't be
"Hey,
acting.
Right? Yeah. Fair enough.
They'll put that Stradivarius down when you knock $20 off the price.
Yeah, I think maybe if you say you're selling a car, privately, person to person, and you just want your buddy. I always think, Alan, this might be way off, but I think your buddy Jack would be a phenomenal. Just stand there with his arms crossed.
Yeah, that would be. He fits the bill.
This is my buddy.
He could be just big guy for hire.
Yeah, that's right. Just to make sure you don't get fucked over on selling your Hyundai Elantra, you know?
Yeah.
I think you're fucking over whoever you're selling your Hyundai Elantra to.
Buyer beware. Buyer beware.
But that, my friends, is your friend or foe.
All right. Well, stick around. We got a action-packed Fun Fact Friday coming your way here in the beginning of October, as well as a Middle Classholes Badass of the Month. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. I don't know.
It's a case of very little brain going bad.
Go pump some neurons. Expand your craniums.
And now, Fun Fact Friday.
Let's expand our knowledge. It's officially time for 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Brought to you, of course, by multiple sponsors, mainly the Shin Splints Recovery Group. If you got some pain below the knee and above the ankle, the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook might be the place for you. New member to the Shin Splints Recovery Group, actually. A very high dollar name at that. Tyreek Hill, latest member of the Shin Splints Recovery Group.
Christ.
It might be the least of his worries, but
Yeah.
I mean, all of his pain is below his knee and above his ankle.
yeah.
I saw a comment on something on the. Well, actually, it was the video because the internet has zero chill. And it was like, what's the over under on babies he has while he's in rehab, like fucking recovering. Oh man, he's got like 72 children. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Dude, and I was telling Wes, too, like, I must have been putting the boy to bed or whatever. I missed it happen, and I just started seeing, like, on Twitter, like, Tyreek Hill, like, out for season or whatever. I'm like, I wonder if you can see the injury. And I type it in. I'm like, and I'm watching close, and I'm like, I wonder if you can see when it happens. Oh, my God. It was look away. Just yakking on my couch.
Yeah, see, like, Joe Theismann, that camera was, like, the size of a fucking Hyundai Elantra, as a matter of fact. And fucking, it didn't really give you sharp images. You don't want to be watching that shit on these fucking broadcasts, buddy. You're getting that shit in crisp 4K. Fucking
16 different angles.
You see the fucking skin flop off the bone. It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
16 different angles. That's what his leg was doing.
Yeah. You can hear a dolphin go, agee, agee. Somewhere.
I mean, a human body part just doesn't look like that. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen. And God bless him. I don't know if he was just in complete shock, if they came over with like some good old fashioned like World War II fresh morphine and just juiced him up while he was on the ground. Cause he's laughing, just Hercules on the way out the fucking building. Career is over. I mean, I don't know. In a way, if he was sitting there just soaking it in, like, this is the last time an entire stadium full of people is ever going to cheer for me, and I'm going to enjoy it, I'll give him that. But good Lord, have mercy.
Yeah. I equate to I asked Murr this. Alan, do you remember Zach Miller, the tight end for the Bears?
Yes.
That one, like, I think it was like 12 years ago. Too? He dislocated his knee and was almost not just career-threatening, life-threatening because he severed an artery. And it is in a weird twist of fate, he caught a touchdown pass and held on to it. But it would, but it came at the cost of
crazy, man. I know I've seen a couple like I remember that happening vaguely, but I don't remember, it doesn't stick out. But I've definitely seen some fucking brutal ass soccer ones too.
Oh,
like dudes are going to boot a ball and they're asshole comes in on that planted foot and it's gruesome.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit more. I think some sort of protection on a football player. There's at least like a smaller zone of impact. There's like a knee pad and fucking higher heel, higher cleats. Soccer's just sock, that playing card they use as a shin pad now, and fucking and a tiny piece of rubber that they call a shoe. It's fucking. Ugh.
There's one now. Robin Ventura, who had a pretty good major league career, but unfortunately was famous or infamous, depending upon how you look at it, for getting battered by Nolan Ryan. But he, when he was playing for the Mets, slid it home and his cleat caught home plate and dislocated his ankle. I cannot find that. I've scoured the internet and the dark web for it. And it looked like fucking, I don't know if you remember Sid Vicious breaking his leg.
Oh, no, stop it.
Okay. All right.
Same thing with DDP.
Stop it.
Yeah, no, I get those images in my head. DDP came down off like the top rope and just like you could see his boot made a fucking right angle. It's like, yeah, okay, all right. So Shin Splints Recovery Group, check them out on Facebook, and our other sponsor, the Cuckster. You can find the Cuckster on both Instagram and TikTok. It's Cuckster for Life. That's Cuckster for Life. If you want to see a desperate old man just talking about his wife banging other dudes, check out on TikTok and Instagram. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you on a Friday. Did you know China has a 26-story skyscraper dedicated to pig farming? They ain't even trying, man. At least here we have gag orders on videotape and shit that's horrific. They have a whole fucking building dedicated to it.
Big farm high rise. Just type that into Google.
I was actually, you were a little shaky on that. What was it? They have a 20-story building that does what?
Just for pig farming. It's just a skyscraper. They guess they keep pigs in a building.
Wow.
No blankets.
Good. That's good.
0 blankets.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really see. There's no inside pictures, which is probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah, I assume so.
But that's a big ass building for just pigs.
Yeah. At least we pretend here like we're not keeping them in cages, that they're so fat their actually skin is bolting through the sides of the fucking cages.
Yeah.
But see, you know what? They're probably not like. This is a big ass building. Those things are probably fucking. They got spacious fucking area. I bet.
Yeah,
like, they're not outside. I don't know, man. We're bad with our food, like in general. I think most other countries are like, we eat this stuff. We should probably treat it nicer.
I don't know. It is China you're talking about here. Just remember, we debated for about 2 years whether COVID came from a laboratory or a market where they sold fucking bats and pangolins and fucking just out in the open air.
I think, like, I don't know, man. I mean, yes, that's obviously unregulated. You're always going to get a little bit of that. I mean, you could do that shit here, buddy. I've eaten some questionable crabs from a flea market down Patapsco Avenue before.
That's a very specific example.
I'm just saying. But, nah, this fucking thing is gigantic. Like, here, let me see if I can find
this. This is building to table, by the way. If you're,
yeah, I know, right? Oh god damn it, New York Times in your paywall. Fucking yeah, well, here, I'll just do it like this. Screen.
Let's see this son of a bitch. Let's go to China.
Yeah, there it is. That's it.
That's just the like, yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, when I think bacon, I think that.
I wonder. What do you think the transport meant? Like, is there a series of chutes and ladders that you just drop pigs down? Like, how does the I'm so curious about the inner workings of this thing. That's why I kept being like, I don't want to see the big fucking outside of this building. But that's all we can. That's all we get.
The Piggy Wiggy starts on the 18th floor. Then he gets stopped off, and he goes to the 14th. Then he gets chop, dip, do. Then he gets then processed bacon.
Like maybe there's an elaborate, like, Maybe there's an elaborate fucking, setup where they fucking they're born up top and they fucking shoots and ladders their way down until they're slaughtered and they go out as chops or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Damn. Imagine that would be efficient. That feels Chinesey to me. We're fine. All I'm saying is we're finding out now that the Chineses ain't so primitive as we thought. Like some of them still are. They're still fucking mountain folk. But we're like, oh, look at that. That's fucking clever. They can build a hospital in like a day.
All I know is when I see stuff like that, I just want to be like, hey, PETA. There might be bigger fish to fry somewhere else that ain't here.
Nobody takes PETA seriously anyway.
I know. Well, did you know the Amazon River used to flow from east to west, but millions of years ago, the rise of the Andes Mountains changed its direction.
And then everything just went west to 1,000 directions.
That's kind of like if you look.
I mean,
at the Andes.
That's the world's. It's the world's biggest river. I mean,
second biggest.
What is Nile the biggest?
It's pretty sure the Nile's the biggest.
Nile's the longest. Amazon's the biggest by volume, I think.
Okay, yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. Plus all the tributaries and everything off the Amazon, but no, I mean it's fucking wild, and it's again it comes back to my whole thing with archaeologists and their storytellings and such. It's like they always have a good rock solid story until there's like a little wrinkle in time, and it's like, well, actually the Andes went from east to west at one point, then went from west to east, and like, nah, that doesn't really fit in with the book I wrote 3 years ago, so that didn't happen.
Every flustered archaeologist goes, nah.
Just like that.
I'm gonna need to see some more research. I'm telling you so you can do the research. You're the guy. Yeah, well, that really worked for me. They just found they may have discovered a 1,000,000-year-old Homo sapien skeleton.
Then we need to carve out 5 minutes of a podcast every week for Murr's discrepancies with archaeologists. Okay, they found possibly a 1,000,000-year-old Homo sapien.
Yeah,
you said it was what 14,000 years and 20, then went on to
when we were born, Homo sapiens were only 50,000 years old, and then about 20 years later, they're like, nah, shit, 150,000 years, and then about 2 years ago, they're like, nah, shit, let's make that 350,000 years, and then now, as of like last week, they're like, maybe it's 1,000,000. That's a big difference. It's a big difference in the archaeological record. That's all I'm saying. Shit could have happened. Meteors could have struck. Shit could have been different. Just saying. Not aliens. This is actually me being like grounded here and saying like aliens didn't build the temples or the pyramids. Maybe we did. And then we got fucked the fuck up and then rebuilt and here we are. Just saying. The Amazon used to run the other direction. Did you know? Honey gatherers in the Indian Sundarbans don masks on the back of their heads to avoid tiger attacks. Tigers are less likely to strike if they believe you are watching them. So yeah, they basically put Halloween masks on the back of their heads, so when they're working,
gotcha.
Looks like that shit's.
And what does that matter? Because like you don't want to harvest bee stuff anyway. Just let them go away. We'll figure it out. We'll get honey elsewhere, right?
No.
You don't have to worry about tiger attacks.
Could you imagine doing your job with the threat of an apex predator?
Oh, yeah.
Right behind you.
Me and my cubicle with a mask of, I presume myself or just any other fake Homo sapien human looking the other direction. Like, don't worry about it. If a tiger thinks he's looking at you, he won't attack you. Yeah. No, you better come equipped with better pants. Or better boxers, or boxers, plural. Yeah.
Did you wear a mask, like a backwards mask, like Deborah? Nah, shit. Debbie's in the break room. I'm fucking going in there. Hear about her fucking dying mother. She's been dying for 10 years.
Damn. And can you imagine the get trial and error to figure that out. You know, how many fucking honey harvesters got fucking mauled? Like, oh, wait a minute. I figured if you look at them, they freeze. They won't do anything.
Yeah, well, by the way, I'm thinking of honey harvesting now. I might do this. I'm going to see if I can find us some mad honey. I'll just order like one for each of us since we're all in different locations. It's just like the Nepalese guys, they like climb the cliffs, and like the bees there get honey from like basically it's a plant that's got like a lot of DMT in it. And so if you eat the honey, you kind of trip nuts a little bit.
So you want to do that, and then we'll record and see how this goes?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, shit. Say less. I'm in.
All right,
I'll wear a mask. I'll wear a bachelor face mask just to taper my suspicions about everything in life when I'm doing that.
The brain tigers don't get me.
That's right.
Yeah.
By the way, has Alan ever seen your paper mache mask from high school that you used to scare the shit out of the paper guy with?
It's in my mom's house. I think I took a picture of it. It was a paper mache art class sculpture that a buddy of mine and ours made. I don't remember. He ended up getting an A at. God knows how he got an A. It's fucking ridiculous. It was like a Diablo. It's the devil. Yeah. It's fucking stupid, and it's got these.
It has this face
ears. Out. Yeah, the nose that looks like it was from Easter Island. And yeah, we used to like prop it up and would scare people. That and Rob Oppenheimer. We had a legitimate mannequin head. Yeah, we used to have a lot of props to scare people on drugs at my parents' house.
Sometimes you need them.
Yeah, yeah.
And we needed them every night of the week for a whole summer.
So there it is. Hold on. Are we bookmarking this? As you're going to get us some mad honey, and we're going to do some, and then we're going to record.
Sure. Yeah, I'll get some mad honey, or maybe we all got to just order it. I'll look up. I'll see. I mean, again, I would think that it's kind of hard to come by psychedelic honey on Amazon, but I could be wrong. I'll look it up. I'm sure somebody's probably stealing the name. It's literally called mad honey. That's what they call it, because you go mad when you eat it. Ooh. But I'm sure there's probably somebody that's pilfered that name and trying to make a buck, and it doesn't have any good shit in it. Yeah. But I'll see if I can find some.
What we should do is do it and then get a fourth guest on who is totally sober, and just don't break the news to him. Wonder why we're asking weird stuff.
It's probably the only way to do that show.
Yeah,
our sober friend, sober buddy.
Well, did you know in 1816 René L'Encanta, that's not really what this says, but that's what I'm saying, he created the stethoscope because he believed it was inappropriate to place his ear on a woman's chest. He discovered that using a tube allowed him to hear the heart and lungs more distinctly.
Damn. 1860?
1816.
16. Damn. It's probably not too different than what we have today. Every time I go in, they're like, hey, breathe. Okay, again, Mr. Fox. All right, one more time. Jesus, how many fucking breaths do you need, man?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I know. You start to hyperventilate eventually.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm dying here. I mean, I guess good on him, but I mean, think about this. Up until 1817, you could just get your face right in some titties for science.
That's right. That's it. Well, again, this goes back to my Barcelona argument. You got to take the good with the bad. There's probably some hairy bastards who are like, all right, here you are, Doc. Get in there.
That's fair, but you could pick and choose. You know, you don't have to. Like, yep, everything sounds great. Not even touching her. Fucking hovering 3 inches from her.
Yep, ship shape. Good ticker.
But look, and bottom line, if titties are clothed, right? Come on. You know, still feel good, right?
Fair. Yeah.
You know?
Doesn't change a whole lot.
Yeah,
the come on argument.
Yeah, just keep your eyes closed and get in there, man. Yeah, and just sometimes you gotta rattle those Vienna sausages a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wonder if this was brought upon by his wife. Just like, I don't want your face and ears around that all day. Come on,
something. Like the Mike Pence situation, like, oh, I can't check and see if you're going to die or not. The uncouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish I lived like it. We're lucky to live when we live, but all the shit that we know that we could reinvent if we went back just a few hundred years, like the amount of fucking riches we could have, because some guy put a tube against his ear to listen to a heart. Like, this works a lot better. Holy shit, no shit, Sherlock. Anyway, and finally, did you know? In a small town in Honduras, fish actually fall from the sky every year. Intense storms carry fish from the rivers and release them into the streets. The townspeople collect them as a blessing from above. The annual event is known as Lluvia de Peces.
Ooh. What's that translate to, Alan? The year of the pieces?
Fish rain. Well, rain of fishes, if you want to be technical about it. But
okay, so I pronounced it fairly close?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were fine. I mean, probably, I don't know what your word was. It was probably pests. Like,
I said paces.
Yeah,
pieces.
You said like paces. Yeah, it's probably pet.
Yeah. Sorry. So sorry.
Yeah. You're fine.
I feel like every 3 or 4 years down here at the Inner Harbor, there's a year of the fish.
Oh, yeah,
just collecting dead fish and making the city stink.
They don't fall out of the sky though. They bubble from the fucking earth.
Yeah,
they just come out.
Yeah,
which is pink ooze from Ghostbusters.
They have deemed the Inner Harbor swimmable, and they have had races and other things where people jump in there. Your boy is never doing that. I am never setting foot in that motherfucking Inner Harbor ever in my life. I don't give a god. Well, maybe for a lot of money, but it's got to be a lot of money. 100
decent amount of money. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
we ended up doing one of the like the little paddle boat things, like down by the aquarium, because I wanted to paddle over to the submarine that they got parked out there, and we got spritzed with a little bit of bay water. And I remember after we got it, it smelled like the tar they put on telephone poles to keep them from rotting. It's like, oh, what is that? It's like, so like an oily, just this river muck and tar smell.
Well, there's a bunch of cars down there and shit. There's all types of fucking shit down there.
It's kind of the same with like the Hudson and the East River. And I was going to explain. I understand that, but bio-wise, and all the tests that they've done, it's clean. And people are like jet skiing and kayaking and stuff like that. But Adam, we were walking over the Brooklyn Bridge. Our legal counsel from New York had explained he's read these books where like so many wars took place there and so many dead bodies are in the East River. He's like, I would never do that. Maybe if my life depended upon it. Maybe if I had to get off Manhattan Island and swim to Brooklyn, perhaps. Otherwise, fuck no.
I can't imagine, like, okay, let's just say you have a heavy storm where it's like raining for like 2 days. I mean, that water's leaching into the rivers around you. That's a city, like 2 million people. Like, there's shit everywhere. It's going into the water. I don't know how you deem it clean ever.
Well, someone goes down with a beaker and pH.
I mean, I was gonna say, I saw something where like the people who deal with like the Mr. Trash Wheel and shit, they test the harbor water like fucking like twice an hour every day, like round the clock, basically. So like they know all the time, I guess. What now? It's grimy as shit, but I guess it is technically not going to kill you if you jump in it. I'm not doing it, like you said, but I mean, I guess the fucking water nerds figured it out.
Yeah, I get that they got so far. Like, I mean, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was just like if your toe steps foot in this, you need a tetanus shot.
Yeah, that was just toxic sludge. It's like Cleveland when the fucking whatever was on fire. The lake was on fire. And fucking they were just like, well, let's let it burn off. It'll burn off, and eventually it'll be fine.
When was that?
Wasn't that long ago?
No, it was
it's like 10 or 15 years ago, right?
Yeah,
like Erie fire.
Did it catch on fire recently?
I remember there was a lake or something like in that the Great Lakes area that was on fire at some point.
there was a massive one that, like, in the 60s that sparked the creation of the EPA and the Clean Water Act, because the Cuyahoga River fire is what it was called. Fucking, yeah, it was caused by oil slicks and industrial pollution igniting from a spark, leading to a nationwide environmental movement and the creation of the EPA and the Clean Water Act. It burned for, like, I think, like, a week or more.
Jesus Christ.
Like, legitimately, like
water. Just think about this. Let's break this down. Water burned for a week.
Yeah, something fucking crazy. Like, it was like on National Geographic and fucking, like, yeah, it's one of those things. This is very, like, you just look it up and there's literally the first thing was the Smithsonian being like, yeah, check this out.
Sir David Attenborough is like, and shit burned for a week.
That's why, like, listen, man, I'm all for fuck the government, but also a little government every now and then.
Yeah, it takes a lake burning for a week.
If not, those titans of industry will fucking murder us.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Well, I mean, that, you know, I don't want to bring up any.
No.
I'll say this. Now, there's some chick who just wrote a book, and because of the EPA shutting down a lot of these, like, smelting factories that were in, like, the Pacific Northwest, that, like, lead was leaching into, like, the rivers and all this stuff, and they're finding that everywhere these smelting factories were, that's where all of your serial killers are from. So basically, the new theory is that people who lived near these smelting factories, once they shut down, like, went batshit insane and started just going out and murdering multiples of people. So yeah, the EPA can, you know, it's got some, you know, you just can't let it get politicized. If it's just clean this up, then that's good. Yeah. But once you put people in there, they're like, well, I don't like the shit that you're making, so we're gonna shut you down. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Well,
that's
EPA.
fair. That's fair.
And that is your Fun Fact Friday.
Tonight on Before You Go, we have a Middle Classholes Badass of the Month for the month of October here in 2025. Colonel Sanders' great nephew went viral after posting a video that revealed what he claimed was the original KFC recipe. He said he chose to do so after Kentucky Fried Chicken blocked him on social media. That's right. According to him, KFC had spent the last decade sexualizing his ancestor for marketing campaigns. Because of that, he stated he could not support the company. Instead, he decided to share his own family recipe. There's a lot of ins and outs and what have yous. And actually, I have the recipe right here. The tablespoon of sage, some cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, 2 pinches of cayenne, coriander, ginger, garlic powder, white pepper, black pepper, cardamom. Never heard of that.
Cardamom? Yeah.
Salt and a few other things here and there. But hey, listen. I'm all about fighting against big chicken, and especially the big. I don't know whether or not he's the great nephew of Colonel Sanders, but we have. Listen, believe it or not, here on the Middle Classholes, we have the Colonel here to give his own word on the Middle Classholes Badass of the Month. Colonel, tell us about the recent accusations of your great nephew, the spawn of your loin, if you will, or your sister's loin.
That little son of a bitch ain't getting none of my fortune. Sexualizing the Colonel. I don't think they sexualized me enough, if you ask me. There's many a night I laid a woman down and I gave her some of my herbs and spices, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, Alan, I understand you tell me, okay, the mind frame of a young man who feels as though KFC has ousted him. You know, the big business, the big market, the big chicken, if you will, has basically given one of the last living descendants of the Colonel has given him the boot, and he says, fuck you, here you go, Instagram, here you go, TikTok, here is the recipe.
I mean, as a man who doesn't mind a little vengeance every now and then, I kind of get it, man. You know, if you're gonna block me out of the chicken fortune, something's happening. I don't know what's happening. That now this is happening. You know, it's the kicking Baxter off a bridge after getting hit in the face with a burrito. It's just a rash decision. He couldn't control himself.
No, Colonel, go ahead.
Oh,
No.
well, I'm sorry. I forgot I was the Colonel for a second now. But hold on. I can't do it. I gotta look. The guy's a fucking no. He's not the Colonel's son. This is a good riff. I'm sure he's just upped his TikTok branding by 1,000%. They got that shit locked away in some safe somewhere. And by the way, I don't think Kentucky Fried Chicken has abided by the original 11 herbs and spices since the 90s. Whatever they're doing at KFC ain't what the old Colonel was doing. Because the 12th seasoning was the Colonel's sweat and tears and a lifetime of perfection. Getting that shit ready. Colonel used to go around to franchises and shut them down because he didn't think they were cooking the food right. And they ain't been cooking it right for God knows how long. I don't know. You could give away the 11 herbs and spices. If you don't cook it right, it's not Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could give any one of us the recipe on or off Mad Honey. And what is it going to matter? If we don't have the proper oil, the proper temperature, the proper patience, you're not going to get that shit right. Man, what does it matter? I just enjoy the fact that I chose him as the middle class badass of the month. One, because he doesn't look like the Spawn or anything remotely close to the Colonel. And secondly, because I don't know if in fact he is the great nephew and feels as though KFC is shafting him on what's rightfully his in his eyes. I don't know what couple million, whatever. And
okay, hold on though. Here's again. I look. I take away some of my detraction here because, like Alan said, I am a big fan of spite. But you're gonna give up like this multi-million-dollar family secret because KFC blocked you on fucking Twitter? I mean, that's just insanity. That makes zero sense.
I guess it depends on what was said on Twitter. You know, there's context needed here. It could have been crazy shit. But if you're getting froze out, it's off. It's fair game at that point.
Sure, but I mean, you're telling me
if you're blocking me on Twitter, I'm assuming I'm out of the will. So fucking here's the chicken recipe, guys. Fuck it.
He died in like 1989. I mean, there's no
the trust.
Yeah, he credited his uncle Lee Cummings as the man who gave him the recipe, and then said, basically, here's validating or substantiating my claim that I have the recipe. Voila, here you go, world.
I mean, if that's the case, then we should all go get the 11 herbs. It didn't sound like anything weird. I don't think anybody ever expected it to be anything weird. I mean, you're talking about a guy who, in like the 1950s, like baked this shit at a truck stop. Just did a goddamn fine job of it.
Yeah, you weren't going to get some wild fucking Cambodian breast milk or anything like that. It's going to be some odd duck 11th recipe. Like, we'll give you the 10, but the 11th is a secret. It's the poo poo powder of a hippo from fucking Indonesia.
I do want to circle back to something though, Wes. Did you say he doesn't look like the Colonel? Like, what were you expecting this young did you expect this gentleman to have like white curls, but just a modern look about, or like regular hair, but a fucking black bow tie that he fucking wears with every outfit?
Hey,
like,
bring him up if you can. Bring him up, Wes. Can you get his picture up?
Not just some whiny fucking Gen Xer.
Or like he just has a white fucking death metal tuft. Like,
hold on.
I disagree. Besides all there's all the recipes.
He does have the fucking ribbon tie on.
Yep, he sure does.
See, okay, that's
there you go. Okay, he looks like a husky young Colonel Sanders.
I guess he kind of looks like the Colonel's face is pretty pudgy and like, yeah.
He
Unless
could or
the
could
Colonel
not
was
be.
lying about how he looked.
Well, I mean, you're looking at the box. I mean, the Colonel. I mean, plus the Colonel was like 80 years old when he was doing his mascot shit.
This is me. This is the Colonel's great nephew. Just telling everyone with my American flag pin amongst other. I don't even know what those other pins are. He's got like 6 or 7 other pins on there. None of which he's earned.
At the end of the day, I think this guy is deserving of Badass of the Month because he's probably not related to the Sanders family in any capacity and has just multiplied all of his social media accounts by 30-fold because of this horse shit that he fucking put online. And I bet you take the chicken, you're like, that's pretty good. That's a good fried chicken recipe right there. I like it. Keep in mind, you probably have to like soak like a whole chicken and like pickle brine for 3 days before you even try to make it. Nobody's making that recipe right. It ain't happening.
Yeah, you're right. He only gave the herbs and spices. He didn't give the cooking instructions.
Right. And the Colonel had very strict cooking instructions. He invented a pressure cooker for oil, and he blew holes in roofs when they failed. So, you know, it was a process.
Oh, gosh. Well, that is our middle class holes badass of the month. All right. Sorry. That's the way it is. Vote on the end of the year. See as you see fit. All right, Alan, tell all the would-be chicken recipe stealers where you can find the middle class holes.
Of course, check us out, Middle Class Holes. Search us on all your favorite social media platforms, X, Instagram, all that good stuff. And then check us out, all your listening pleasures, all your podcast platforms, the Middle Class Holes. Just search it, Google us, type it in there, the Middle Class Holes, and you're bound to find us.
You're in there. And we have a QR code. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah. Well, wait, is that new? I don't know, but do I know about that?
Well, it's on the business cards that I sent out. But
yeah. Well, I mean, who's getting a hold of that? One of those fucking bad boys. That's a fucking Honus Wagner card, basically. You can find one of those out in the wild.
They're all over Valencia and Barcelona. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
Scoured.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I like it.
All right. That is all the time we have for tonight. We will be back next week with In Between the Holes. Otherwise, fucking take her easy, you chicken-eating, fish-eating motherfuckers. I was trying to like circle into this whole fiesta that you said. I don't even remember the fish chicken, rain something.
Chicken, potato wedges.
Yeah.
Fucking gravy.
I want some KFC. That's a good advertisement. That's a good campaign. I bet he's a KFC plant. I bet that's what he is. I bet KFC said, release this. They're going to try to make it. It's not going to work. They're going to come to KFC. They're going to test out the chicken. They're like, God damn, I can't make it as good as these guys. And they're going to make us realize how lucky we are to have KFC in our lives.
Probably. Now I want KFC.
I took that picture. There's KFC in Barcelona. Actually, and everywhere in Spain. So,
oh, dude, there's KFCs in England, and they love that shit. Like, it's different though. It's not the same.
They missing a couple herbs and spices, or
yeah, I think they call fucking cilantro, fucking whatever they call it. Coriander. They call it coriander or some shit. It doesn't translate. It's like food, but in metric. I would describe it. You know what I mean?
A Royale of chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we will see you all next week.